Detective Munson, have you come back to sample a little more of my Madeira?
Oh, don't, Hal. That stuff is deadly.
Yeah, I didn't know you had company.
Oh, they're just some dear friends helping me celebrate a sort of farewell party for myself. Come on in. I'm leaving Oakdale soon. Would you like to join us?
Well, I'm not sure this is such a good time.
Why not?
I need to ask you a few more questions about the night Tony Reyes was attacked.
I think I told you everything I know about that unpleasant subject.
Yeah, I know. You said that he was bringing you a contract, and yet there was no contract found on his person. Do you have any idea what could have happened to it?
No, perhaps he dropped it in the corridor. You might check with the housekeeping staff.
I thought that case was closed, Hal.
Yeah, well, it was, but we have reason to believe that James Stenbeck may have been involved.
Please, Oakdale is getting a little too paranoid about James Stenbeck. If somebody trips on the sidewalk, they think he's behind it.
Well, even so, he was an old enemy of Tony Reyes's.
Are you saying you think Stenbeck is back in town now?
No, but we think he's probably got somebody here he's using as his eyes and ears again. Have you ever met James Stenbeck, Mrs. McKechnie?
Do you want my help or not, amigo?
Well, that depends on what you expect in exchange.
Oh, the day might come when I ask a small favor of you?
Yes, well, I've seen the favors you've asked of people who were stupid enough to get involved with you. The lucky ones are in prison now.
If I'd wanted you dead, I could have arranged a long time ago. As far as prison, you follow my orders, and I promise you, you'll stay a step ahead of the law.
Yes, well, I find it difficult to put my trust in a man who built his empire on drugs, theft, and murder.
You're in no position to be so finicky, friend. You've fallen flat on your big machismo, losing your company to Craig Montgomery. Now, can you imagine how Craig was into the whole town laughing at you? Huh? You know something? With my backing, you can get back in the game. You can get even. Regain some of that famous Latin pride of yours.
What kind of backing are we talking about?
I know you're afraid of Tonio for some reason. You were scared to death when he walked in here before and he saw us together.
I was afraid you might start another fight the last time you put him in the hospital.
And he didn't even show any anger when he saw me. Total politeness. You want to talk about burying our hostility?
Just didn't want any trouble, neither do I.
I think there's another reason. Come on, Meg, you gotta tell me, what's he holding over your head?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, look, I talked to Caleb and Pam, both of them. They say Tonio was acting strange.
Well, of course he's acting strange. He's been through a terrible experience. You might act strange, too, if you lost a child. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Come on. Oh, God. Come on, Meggie, what is it? Tell me.
I really just think you better go.
I'll do whatever you want. I don't want to hurt you, Meg. I love you too much.
As the World Turns. This portion brought to you today by Ivory. Clean the way it ought to be.
Here. Use this.
Thank you. You said you loved me.
Yeah. Well, I do. You know, like I love Lily. Something wrong with that?
It's the way you said it, and I just... Don't mind me. I'm just, you know, I lost the baby. I seem to get emotional a lot. Dr. Samuel says it's normal.
I wish there was something I could do.
Hello, Maggie.
Hi.
Hi, Josh. Hey. What have you been doing? Wind sprints or what?
No, I've been good.
You feeling all right?
I'm a little tired.
Yeah, you want to sit down?
Okay.
Here you go.
Look, folks, I'm gonna take off.
Promise promise you won't leave town without saying goodbye.
I promise.
Yeah.
Listen, are you up to any more visitors?
I like visitors.
Well, good. The reason I ask is that Lila's outside and she's been wanting to talk to you, but she's been a little hesitant.
Why? Oh, maybe she's pregnant? No, that doesn't make me feel bad. That gives me hope. I'd love to see her.
One moment.
Okay.
Relax. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nick, how are you? I've been wondering where you are.
Oh, honey, I know how difficult it is. Margot went through the same thing, but you know, Dr. Samuel says that you are fine. And you and Tonio can try to have another baby.
You know, you're doing great, Maggie. You just don't check out of here prematurely like your hubby did. You'll be fine.
Oh, he did that because of me.
Because of you?
Well, yeah. Tony and I were having problems, and I've decided to leave him. And so he called me from the hospital, you know, trying to convince me to stay, and so he had to leave the hospital to come back to the penthouse to, you know, convince me to stay, which he did, and then I was getting the milk and the brandy.
Okay. I'm sorry about that call. It was just my travel agent rearranging my plans. You were asking me a question.
Yes. Have you ever met James Stenbeck?
Yes, in fact, I have. 12 years ago in Egypt.
May I ask who introduced you?
A mutual friend. I remember I found James very dashing at the time. Of course, I had no idea he was a criminal. Your wife was married to him, was she not? And Paul is his son?
Have you seen Mr. Stenbeck more recently than that?
No, I'm afraid not. I've been hospitalized in Portugal for the last 12 years. Duncan can confirm that.
When were you released?
I wasn't released. I was cured several years ago, but unfortunately the man who ran the sanitarium had an infatuation for me and kept me there many years past the time when he should have. So when the opportunity finally presented itself, I left.
Do you have a passport?
Of course I do. It was issued in South Africa.
Well, you're under no obligation to show it to me, but I'd like to take a look at it if you've got no objection.
Why?
Well, I ran a customs check, and it says that you were in Egypt in August of this year.
Yes, that's right. I was. I was visiting the same mutual friend I mentioned before.
Do you have any objection if I see your passport?
I don't suppose I do. I get it.
Thanks. She says that you can confirm that she was kept in the sanitarium after she was cured?
It seems that way. I'm having someone look into it right now.
Well, I hope you have more luck than I did. According to the Portugal authorities, the sanitarium's been closed permanently.
Why are you so interested in Lilith's comings and goings? Surely you don't think that she's Stenbeck's contact here.
It had crossed my mind.
No, Hal, he's had access to information here long before Lilith arrived.
Yeah, well, he's been known to use more than one agent. A couple of them were even connected to you, remember?
Here you are.
Thank you. It says you arrived in New York in August, the day before Barbara's fashion show.
Oh, really? I wish I'd known that. Perhaps I could have modeled her designs there as well.
Yeah. You sure there's nothing more you can tell me about the attack on Tony Reyes?
I don't know how there could be. As I say, he never arrived here.
Right. Well, thanks for your cooperation. I won't take any more of your time.
Hal, is Margaret moving into the new house today?
Oh, no, she had to put it off until tomorrow. But I'm going to go over there later and help her pack.
Okay, yeah, I think I'll go by too and offer my services.
Okay.
Okay.
Why did you tell him you didn't see Reyes that night? I told you Tobias saw him slip into your suite.
Darling, I was only thinking of you. If I was involved in some kind of messy business, they'd probably keep me here indefinitely. We wouldn't want that, would we?
No, I'll see you later.
Okay. Mrs. McKechnie, if you should remember anything that could shed a little more light on what happened, I hope you'll call me.
I would certainly call you. I know that James Stenbeck is Duncan's sworn enemy, and even though we're getting a divorce, I wouldn't want any harm to come to him.
Rats? Double rats.
Golly gee, I'm angry. Come in, come in.
How's it going?
Don't ask.
Oh.
Please excuse the mess. I'm just not there. I'm so glad you came by.
Well, we thought that you were moving today, so we went over to the Benson house, but it was deserted.
Oh, I was so far behind in the packing, I begged the movers off, luckily, until tomorrow.
Well, we're here to help.
No, you're on your honeymoon.
No, we're not on our honeymoon. That's not until January.
Yeah, we've been doing some serious housekeeping, you know, rearranging furniture, hanging pictures. Nancy's actually turned my apartment into a home.
What a feat. So, you see, I'm ready to take over right here. And
brain power is what I need. Organization. I want to get this whole thing down before Tom gets home.
Oh, well, we'll help with everything.
Great.
And I'm sure that you can get some more volunteers from the family. Surely, with that bunch of kids.
You better.
Well, reinforcements are coming. I've got Hal, and he enlisted, and Mama, and Casey, and Leanne and Paul.
Leanne and Paul, they see a lot of each other, huh?
Oh,
you think Paul likes her? Well, sure. How could you not?
I think he takes up a little too much of her time, maybe.
Well, you know, it's funny. I had a talk with her about that. I noticed that she was getting a little uncomfortable with the situation. I just think that she's afraid to hurt his feelings by saying no. And, I mean, after all, he was really the first friend she had here.
I have a feeling that Leanne is a little too polite for her own good. Maybe all of us should teach her how to say no. Politely, of course, but no.
Dixon, aren't you going to say hello?
Hi.
How are you? What are you doing back here? You're looking for Carrie Sturgis, I'll bet.
That's right.
Is there a problem? You look a little bit jumpy. You're not drinking again, are you?
No, I'm not, actually. I know that Tom Hughes came to see you.
Yeah. Gotta tell you, I was a little surprised that when he told me you'd gone to him and talk about the conversation we had. You completely misinterpreted what I'd said.
I don't think so. I think some of the things you said about the Vietnamese people were... Well, I just figured that since Tom is Leanne's father...
Why are you so concerned about Leanne? I thought she was Paul Stenbeck's girl.
Paul Stenbeck's girl. But she also happens to be part of my family.
Well, I don't know how we got our wires crossed. I have very strong feelings about the war. My statements were purely political, not personal. No hard feelings.
You're great. Excuse me. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. I'm going over to your new house right now. Do you want to ride?
No, well, we're not moving until tomorrow now.
Oh,
yeah, Margot's still at the cottage packing and...
Well, she probably needs some help, doesn't she?
Yes, definitely. That'd be great.
Okay, no congregating in the cafeteria. Let's go.
Hey, no practice today, right, Coach?
Wrong, Eric. On the court in 5 minutes, and that's 10 laps around the field. You too,
See you later.
Scott.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, Coach. Take it easy, guys.
Yeah.
Leanne, I just graded your test. You got an A.
That's fantastic. That's wonderful.
Wonderful.
Anyway, do you want to go?
Oh, yeah. Leanne and I signed up for cheerleading tryouts. You know, Carrie, maybe I shouldn't go. You better go.
You have a great personality, and you're beautiful. You make a great cheerleader. You should try it at least.
Sweet. Well, if you put it that way, yes. Maybe at least I should try.
Definitely.
Right? Okay.
Hi, Marge. See you at the tryouts?
Really? I thought you hated picking cheerleaders.
Hey, Paul. Hey, you ain't get enough of Oakdale High, huh?
Actually, I've had plenty. I'm just here to see my girlfriend, Leanne.
Your girl? Think you better tell Andy Dixon that.
Hey there.
Hi.
What you doing?
I'm working on a song. I've got to get it ready for the demo tape.
Woo! Look at you. Look at these new clothes and your haircut.
Yeah, the hair.
Great.
Yeah, Lori said that I needed some work on the old wardrobe, and she wanted me to look at
I like it. I think you look very handsome.
Thank you.
So how does it feel to have a personal manager grooming you for success?
It feels like it might really happen.
Oh, I know it will. You're going to have everything that you wanted.
I already do. After what happened to Spence, it made me realize how lucky I am. I have you.
Well, I'm lucky, too.
Oh,
hi, Ron.
How's it going? How you doing? Fine, I see. You seen Lily around?
Yeah, I think she went over to see Spence.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I'd love to get out and see him. I've just been so crazy, worried about Meg.
Have you seen her?
Yeah, and I still think she's holding something back about the accident.
Did she tell you anything more about Tonio?
Well, she told me I was wrong about her being afraid. She knows something. She's not talking.
Yeah, I don't think this reconciliation makes any sense to me either.
I don't know. I don't know where to go from here.
Why don't you talk to Tonio?
What, do you think he's ever going to tell me the truth?
No, maybe he'll say something that will contradict the story that him and Meg have been telling us, like they rehearsed it together. I mean, it's worth a shot. Maybe we could then have something to take back to Meg.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll give it a try.
Good. Will you tell me what happens?
I will. I'll let you know.
Okay, thanks.
I'll go to his office.
Okay.
See you. Hey, I heard you went out and saw Spence, Josh.
Yes, he asked about you.
Really? Look, I want to hear all about it, but not now.
Where's he off to in such a hurry?
He went to have a talk with Tonio.
What?
Maybe I should go with him then, huh?
No. I don't think there's anything to worry about. Actually, Tonio wants to get over this past hostility with Rod. That's what he said. So how was Spence?
Well, it was very upsetting to see him there. He seemed so lost. He was grateful to you two for helping him.
Yeah, I'm really glad that he let us take him to Dr. Michaels. She thinks she can help him.
Seems like he's got a lot of people in his corner. Kirk was leaving when we got there.
Kirk Anderson?
Mm-hmm.
What was he doing there?
I guess he was concerned about him. Why? Spence even said that he offered to pay some of his hospital bills.
Well, that's great.
It's a little out of character for Kirk Anderson, isn't it?
Well, Iva is bringing out the best in him. What is going on?
Bo seems to think that there's something fishy going on between Kirk and Spence.
Why, Bo?
Nothing definite. It's just the way that Kirk kept showing up at the stables for no reason.
Well, why don't we give Kirk the benefit of the doubt?
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to look at the books. Excuse me?
I'll wait here for you,
Okay.
okay?
I should get back to practice.
Okay. Hey, Caleb, did you see Meg?
Yeah.
Did she tell you anything more about the fall?
No, just the same old story, you know, but I can't help thinking that all of this has something to do with Tonio getting beaten up and why he doesn't want anyone to know who did it.
I know who beat Tonio up, and now I know why.
You know who?
It was Josh.
You know, Caleb, you may be right.
So what are you hanging out here for? I'm just waiting for Carrie and Lynn to get out of cheerleading trials.
Oh, yeah? You know, we wish Carrie hadn't convinced Leanna to try it out for the team.
Why is that?
Well, just because it's going to take away from a lot of her free time. I mean, she's going to have to be at practices and away games and...
I think that's kind of good for Leanne, actually, because, you know, kind of makes her part of things, part of the group.
You know, Andy, I'm kind of getting sick of you telling me what you think is right for Leanne. Oh, look who it is. When you guys are back to tell you and give the high school a break.
No way. Came to see Coach Patel. Check out the team.
Yeah.
I hear they're pathetic this year without us around.
Sorry. Haven't seen you two around campus much. Pledging a fraternity?
Not me.
Too much work.
What work? That campus is crawling with girls, man.
You're right, it is crawling with girls, but I got a girl of my own. There she is.
Which one? Purple. Oh, Chinese?
She's Vietnamese. Half Vietnamese, actually.
Oh, excuse me. She's pretty nice.
Yeah,
Hey, Carrie and Leanne?
Yeah.
Carrie, Leanne, this is Vito and Dave.
Hi.
These guys were big high school basketball stars. Now they're nobodies at Oakdale U. Put a sock in it, Dixon. Okay.
Come on, let's find Patelli.
See you in the library.
That's cute.
Guys.
Oh, jerks. How'd the tryouts go?
Oh, well, Carrie was great, but I don't think I did very well.
Are you crazy? No, she'll make it. I mean, the teacher called her back in 3 times.
Wow.
It was fun.
Hey, come on, we got to get to Margot's. We promised her we'd help.
Oh, we're gonna come with you, okay?
Oh, good. Thanks.
Got some nice-looking girls this year, Marge. I hope you're going for an all-American look, though.
I don't know what you mean by that, George. I don't go by looks. I judge on personality and spirit. And I was very impressed with the Hughes girl.
Hey, Coach.
We're just in your office looking for you.
Yeah, well, I've had important things to do today, like help choosing the new cheerleading squad.
They pay you for that job, Coach?
Yeah, but not much. So how's college treating you two?
Beats high school.
Yeah? That's not what Andy Dixon tells me. Seems that he's feeling the pressure.
Dixon, he's a grind.
I'm a little bit worried about him. I like Dixon, but I hate to see him so grim all the time. Now, why don't you guys take him out some night, buy him a couple of beers, loosen him up a bit?
Hi.
Are visitors allowed?
Sure. Sure. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Okay.
So sorry.
Thank you. Beautiful nursery you designed for us. I guess I won't be needing it.
Oh, you will someday, Meg.
No. You know what I'd really like you to do? I'd like you to get those workmen over there and take everything out of there. I don't want to see it when I come home.
Well, you're going to be at the farm for a few days after you get out of here, right?
No. Tony and I decided that I'd go, back home. We could be together.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll get the workmen in there tomorrow. I have an idea. If you're not going to be using the furniture, Tom and Margot are furnishing a nursery for Adam. I was wondering how
I'd love them to have it. You tell them so.
I will. Thanks. I brought you a present.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
What is it? What is it?
It's a kaleidoscope from Italy. Whenever I feel awful, I take a look at mine. Helps.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's like stained glass in a castle.
Well, I hadn't really thought of it that way. Sort of sworn off castles for a while.
Shannon, I know you and Duncan have been having problems. I'm sorry.
No, it's more than that, Meg.
But you still love one another. I can tell every time I see you two together. You just gotta fight through whatever's keeping you apart. It's hard, but it's worth it. Because nothing's more important than love in this world.
I didn't know you were such a romantic. You got me crying.
I don't know. I talked about it a lot. I don't think I ever really understood what love was until just now.
I'd never do anything to hurt you, Meg. I love you too much.
If there's a chance with you and Duncan, you just gotta go for it. Because if you love somebody, no sacrifice is too great. Especially if they love you too.
Tonio, I'm sorry to disturb you. I know that you were upset when we spoke before.
Yes. Well, I apologize for losing my temper. I was upset.
Well, I understand, and I don't mean to pursue this now, but we still have reason to believe that James Stenbeck was behind the assault on you.
I promise you, Tonio, we'll always be one step ahead of the law.
Yes, well, the only reason you think Stenbeck was involved is because Lucinda has been spreading that idea, and she would do anything she could to link me to him.
I'm not trying to link you to anybody, Tonio. We're concerned about your safety. If James Stenbeck was behind this thing, you could still be in danger.
I'm not in any danger, Detective. It was a mugging, and the man or men responsible got away.
I'd like to go over the facts one more time. You say you went to the hotel to see Lilith McKechnie?
That's right. I had a business contract for her to sign.
But, Tonio, that contract was not found on your person, nor in the hallway outside her apartment.
Then I must assume it was stolen.
Antonio, why would a mugger take something like that and leave your wallet and your watch?
I don't know. But I don't see any reason why any of this would point to James Stenbeck.
Did you know that Lilith McKechnie has met James?
No.
It's amazing how he gets around. Do you have a security system in your apartment?
Yes.
I'd advise you to have it checked and keep it on when you're there. Also, if you have any information that can help us, remember, we're on your side on this one, Tonio.
Hello?
Senor Reyes?
It's a business call.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time. I hope you'll think about what I said.
I will, thank you. Well, Detective Munson was just here. He seems to think that you had something to do with the attack on me.
Did he really say that?
He also told me that you are acquainted with Lilith McKechnie.
Detective Munson's a fool. He proved that when he married my ex-wife. Now, have you thought any more about my very generous offer?
I would need to know how you intend to launder this money.
I'll arrange a drawing account and line of credit on a Swiss bank. You'll have the money within 48 hours.
In what amounts?
Sufficient amounts, Tonio, for your needs. Very sufficient amounts indeed.
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Yes, Landry?
I'm here to have a word with you, Mr. Reyes. No trouble. Just a little talk.
All right, but hope you don't mind my packing while we're talking. I have to be out of here by the end of the day.
I heard about that.
Yes, well, actually, I'll just be on to bigger and better things. Meg will always be well provided for.
Meg's not here right now, Tonio. You can drop the polite act. It will make you more comfortable, I'm sure.
I told you earlier that I think it would be in both of our interests if we were to put our hostilities aside. Why did you come back to Oakdale?
Because of Meg's accident.
And now that you know she's all right, how long do you intend to stay?
I don't know. I'm still worried about her.
Well, I wouldn't be. You see, this ordeal has actually brought Meg and me closer together. We fully intend to put our marriage on a much sounder footing.
You want things to work out? Start being honest with her. Tell her about your affairs with Emily Stewart and Ms. McKechnie.
Oh, I already have. She didn't tell you. Yes, once I realized how close I came to losing Meg, I swore to her that I would never be unfaithful to her again.
You know, I wish I'd gone with Josh. I'd like to get a few answers from Tonio myself.
You know, Caleb, there is a chance that we could be wrong about this. I mean, maybe Meg is going to go back with Tonio. Maybe she wants to. She does love him, and those feelings are hard to get over.
It's hard to explain, Caleb. No matter how much it hurts, I just can't stop loving Holden.
Oh, don't tell me you put your guitar away and you're going to pay a little attention to me.
I am going to pay a lot of attention to you, babe.
Oh, God. Good, because I'm starving. Let's go.
Good. I want to feed a starving nurse.
Caleb, are you going to wait for Lily?
Yeah, I'm going to take her out to the farm. Y'all have fun.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Right, bye-bye.
Caleb.
Hey.
Hey.
Finished with the accounts?
Yeah, but I think I'm going to stay in town tonight anyway. I want to see Meg.
Oh,
some studying
come
done.
on. Take a break. You look tired.
I don't know. I'm kind of out of it.
Yeah. I know that you, talked to Holden.
It was very strange. He admitted that Angel was still with him in Paris. He said he didn't know when he was coming home. It was just so impersonal.
Yeah. I think leaving you is the worst thing that Holden ever did.
Seems like a lot of people that I relied on are gone now. Dusty, Holden Spence, and my father, he's probably going to be leaving again soon. It just seems like nothing is permanent. There's nothing that I can count on.
Oh, come on. You can count on the farm. It's not going anywhere.
That's true.
And neither am I. You can count on me, too. Say, what do you say? We go out to the farm and you have dinner with me and Mama, huh? That'll make you feel good.
I'll get my coat.
Let me help you with that.
Oh,
Wait, here, I'll help you.
Oh, no. Margot,
Good job.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. It is just my jelly jars, that's all right. Mark the trash, honey.
Why don't you take it out now, you want
Sorry. Hey, don't worry about it. It's old stuff.
Let's go.
going? Oh, no, please, don't chicken out right now, please. It's far more organized than you actually think. Let me do that for you.
Okay, sure. Listen, I have an idea for the nursery at the new place.
Great.
Meg, the furniture that she ordered from Lang, she doesn't want it, and she'd like for you to have it. Now, I thought that she'd want to hang on to it,
Well,
but...
I don't blame her for that. Gosh, that's awfully nice of her.
Yeah, it's really nice furniture, too.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it before.
Yeah. I think you'll like it.
Well, Adam is sound asleep. He looks like a little cherub.
Well, why don't you sit down here and act like a pregnant cherub?
Oh, all right. This is how everybody's gonna fuss over me in Boston at Thanksgiving time.
You better believe it, baby. They're gonna be waiting on you hand and foot.
First time in my life.
That's right. Hey, Margot, you gonna bake a big bird for Thanksgiving?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Do you know turkey?
No.
Never mind. How hard can it be? You know what I mean? I got it.
Well, come to Boston with us.
Yeah. Reporting for duty.
Oh, Ian,
Sir.
where have you been?
Well, we couldn't stay away.
Hungry, so we brought sandwiches and
And cold beer.
All right.
Where's Barbara?
She had to work late.
Oh, you mean you trust her with that handsome assistant of hers?
I'm not the jealous type.
There's more. You know, Leanne, I was thinking about it. I think we should try to find Hank a woman because, you know, he's not dating Ivy anymore.
Won't you stay and share our picnic with us?
I'd love to, but I'm taking Nancy to supper and then dancing at Diana's.
Ooh.
Mrs. Hughes? Yes, dear. Mrs. McCluskey. Oh. Would you mind taking me back? I'm babysitting for Chris, and this way Andy can stay and work.
Oh, why not? Yeah, come on. Thank you very much for all your help.
Thank you.
Bye.
Why aren't you driving Carrie home?
Yeah. And this one was due in October of '53.
Hal, do you really think that Lilith is involved with James Stenbeck?
I don't know. You know her better than I. What do you think?
Shannon? Shannon?
Yeah. Oh.
Can you,
Where?
Can you just...
Oh, in the back?
door?
Yeah, here, let me grab your...
Oh,
come on, watch the laptop. Okay.
How'd things go with Lilith McKechnie?
Very interesting, really. Her story and Antonio's just don't add up to me.
All right, that's it.
Would you
We're
mind
gonna
helping
take this little woman home.
All right, got it.
Home girl.
Yeah. I found this great wallpaper in your closet. If you don't need it, can I use it for my room? What's wrong?
Honey, that's the wallpaper that Tom and Margot are going to use for the baby's room, the baby they lost.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Please, don't worry about it. I just was taken by surprise. That's all. I forgot we still had some more. Oh, would you mind?
Oh, sure. Hello.
Detective Munson, I'm glad I tracked you down. Lilith McKechnie.
Yes, Mrs. McKechnie, what can I do for you?
I've been thinking about your visit. I get the distinct impression that you think that I'm working for James Stenbeck. I want to assure you I'm not. But something occurred to me. While I was staying in Portugal in a sanitarium, there was a nurse working there who is now working for Duncan as his housekeeper. Her name is Teresa Saunders. Duncan tells me that she was called away very suddenly to Europe. Of course, that may have nothing at all to do with Mr. Stenbeck, but I thought it might be worth looking into.
It may very well be. Thanks for calling, Mrs. McKechnie.
You're getting lax, Ernst. I was appalled at the lapse in security on the dock the night I left for Europe.
Sick of staying here listening to the dogs howl. You said this job would be interesting.
It will be. I promise you. Now, I want you to change. Go to the mainland, drop in at the Mona Lisa, and find out what you can. Anything about Barbara Ryan and Paul Stenbeck, any of the others on that list that I gave you. And when you report back to me, I want you to use this private line here so that Duncan can't intercept.
Barbara Ryan, Paul Stenbeck. I can't wait to learn what the big payoff will be and what part I'll play in it.
Teresa, welcome home.
Oh, thank you, Duncan. Well, I have some incredible news for you. Lilith has been telling us the truth. She is cured. And Dr. Silvestri was holding her at the sanitarium against her will because he'd fallen in love with her, just as she's been saying.
You found the manuscript, then?
No, I'm afraid not. But I finally did get the truth out of Megan.
Well, I'm surprised that Megan admitted it.
Yes, well, she was reluctant to talk about it at first. You know, she was very much in love with Dr. Silvestri. But when I finally made her understand that people's lives could be at stake here, she broke down and told me everything.
Where did she tell you all of this?
Well, at the sanitarium, of course.
According to the Portuguese authorities, the sanitarium has been permanently closed.
Ah, beautiful thing. You're flourishing in Oakdale, aren't you? Just like I am. Lilith's case seems beyond my professional grasp or any hope of cure. Lilith seems more a force of nature than a woman, not motivated by love as we know it, but by a need to possess and control what she perceives as her territory. After 11 years of treatment, she is still driven by an obsessive need to destroy anyone or anything that stands between her and the man she has chosen as her lifetime mate, Duncan McKechnie.
I'll look it up for you if you call me back later. Good night. That's my London solicitor. He needs a family address.
Teresa, please don't be offended. But I have to ask you something about your talk with Megan.
Oh, of course. What is it?
It doesn't jibe with some information I got from Detective Munson earlier this evening.
Oh, why did you talk with Detective Munson? And I know how you always avoid the police.
Well, he was at Lilith's suite, and he was questioning her about Egypt and James Stenbeck.
Why would the police question Lilith about that?
They think that she may be his contact here in Oakdale.
Oh, that's absurd. What has this to do with me?
Well, you told me that you talked to Megan at the sanitarium.
Mm-hmm.
According to Munson, the sanitarium is closed permanently.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true. And I would never have gained access if Megan hadn't stayed on in the area. You see, she lives in a nearby villa. Took a great deal of persuasion to get her to open up the buildings.
I see. Well, that explains it.
Oh, surely you didn't think I was lying.
No. Teresa, I trust you. That's no problem at all. It's good to have you back. Good night.
Good night, Duncan. Hello, yes.
Can you talk now?
Yes. Duncan was here a moment ago when you called. I'm afraid he's suspicious.
Darling, I'm sure you can handle him.
He just told me that the police think Lilith is your contact here.
Yes, I know.
James, I don't like this. We must move quickly.
We will. Reyes is practically in our pocket, which will make everything go faster. I'm going to want you to contact him soon.
I am worried about Hal Munson. He's asking too many questions.
Munson will be taken care of along with Barbara, but first I want you to get Silvestri's manuscript away from Lilith. If it falls into the wrong hands, it could ruin everything for us.
Where'd you guys go again? We went out to the farm, had some dinner. No, Mama still wants Meg to come out to the farm for a while after she gets out of the hospital.
Well, you know Meg is planning on going back to the penthouse to recuperate with Tonio.
You know, the more I find out about this, the less it makes sense.
That was Lori. She just called. An arranger's coming into Chicago tonight, a big one, and she wants me to meet him and talk about some of my songs.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that
That's
great?
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
I gotta find that lead sheet.
Okay, I'll catch up with you. I want
Okay.
to talk to Rob.
Okay.
Hi, did you talk to Tonio?
Yeah. She sure didn't turn out the way I expected. He told me that he told Meg about his affairs with Emily. And
Isabella? I mean, Lilith McKechnie?
how do you know about that?
I was at the penthouse the night of Meg's fall. She told me that she was suspicious of Tonio having an affair with Isabella, which made you beat him up.
I don't feel real good about that.
I know, but maybe that's what Tonio's holding over her head. Maybe he's threatened to turn you in or something. I gotta find Bo, but I'll talk to you later, okay?
Josh, how'd things go with Tonio? I'm not real sure. You know, Pam just told me that Meg plans on going straight back to the penthouse after she gets out of the hospital. It just doesn't make any sense. What do you mean? Well, I mean, listen, Lily and I went to Meg's penthouse the night of the accident. She was all packed to go. I think she was just about to leave Tonio, and she fell down the stairs and lost the baby. I'd never do anything to hurt you, Maggie. I love you too much.
Love.
How are you feeling? Ready to walk a bit more?
Oh, all right, Virginia. I was doing pretty good before. Yeah.
Put your arm around my shoulder.
Oh, maybe so. A little stiffer than I was before.
Oh, well, that's very good.
Well, it's good to see my wife up on her feet again.
Yes, she's doing very well.
Well, I just spoke with Dr. Samuels, and she said if everything goes well, and she thinks it will, you'll be released into my loving care tomorrow. And we can start our new life together.
Stay tuned for Guiding Light, next on most of these CBS stations. Handbags and Belts by Oscar de la Renta. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.